Welcome to selfdiscoverymedia.com, where we discover the communities that are making a difference in the lives of others. Our self-discovery is something we are all making on our life's journey. Here you will find the people that will be your guidance, that will be your inspiration, that will be there for you in support on your journey of life. Do enjoy. Our next show is... Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life. I'm your host, Sarah Troy, right here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. Is homosexuality a sin? Is it a godly sin? We hear so much about homosexuality as being something evil, but I ask this question. I am a heterosexual. I find it very difficult enough in this world being a heterosexual, but a homosexual has it so much harder in the world because of such judgment and ridicule. Why is that? Why do we love to persecute people so much? And what do we get out of it? A sense of righteousness? A validity? It is said that we are all made in God's light. No matter which God or source you follow, all faith says the same. So if we are all made in God's image, why do we condemn people who we deem wrong? What is the hang-up? Color, sex, faith? It seems to me humans are only happy when they are bitching about something, when they are pulling someone down, when they're tearing someone apart. So where is the love? If we could see each other's heart, feel each other's soul, want to lift each other's spirit, and speak to an open mind, imagine what a beautiful world we would live in. Joy of being alive, trust in that we are enough, security in being different, and love in all that you are wanted. Imagine that world where kindness, compassion, caringness, and love were the very foundation to all we are and all we do. What a wonderful world indeed. The gods did not make a mistake. They gave us diversity. Gay, straight, of color, different faith, differently abled, or just far out in the world. Why do we have to look at differences as if it's something wrong? Why are we meant to comply to one belief or be controlled by another opinion? One size fits all is a myth. Different sizes means choice. It means that there is something for everyone. It is 2021, folks. It is high time we stop the insecurity of differences dictate our fear and heart. See someone from the inside out. Hear their soul, feel their heart, join their spirit, and be intrigued by that open mind. You do not have to agree to everything, but with conversation, we hear that we are all looking for the same thing: to be counted in life, to be safe in home and health, to be able to grow, to love, and to be loved. Is that not what we all want? There are people who are over the top, and whoever they are, they're a little too much. But that, for them, is what they are, and they are just enough for other people who relate to them. It doesn't matter if you are homosexual, black, white, pink, yellow, polka dot, what faith or religion you are, because we are all human beings having a divine experience. And the lesson that we are meant to learn here on this planet, at this time, in this lifetime, is really how to raise that frequency and vibration up to love. So what if you're gay? So what if you're black? So what if you are tinted yellow? Does that really matter? Yes, it's your culture. Yes, it is the way you've been brought up. But don't divide yourself by that color. It should not be black against white. Yes, we know it has been white against black for a very long time. And this has to stop. The persecution of people of different color, different ethnicities, different faith, different sexual orientation has to stop. To each their own, as long as they're not harming anyone. That's the question we should be asked. Who are they harming? Is your friend or your son or your daughter or whoever it is you have in your life, if them being gay is harming you, why are you around them? You have free will to leave. At the same time, do you look at that person purely from their sexual orientation, or do you see them for the human being that they are? See, it's not that they're gay first, it's that they are a heart, a soul, a spirit, a mind, a body first, who happens to have a sexual orientation for same sex. It's not that the person who's black wants to be white. They just want to be seen as their color and respected and treated equally. Equally. The same rights as a white person, not to be persecuted because of their color, not to be profiled because of it, not to be judged because of it. This whole godly thing about homosexuality is against God. Then why did God create homosexuals? Because let's go back in time, folks. Go way, way back in history. Homosexuals have always been there. There has always been same sex going on. Somewhere along the line, some religion deemed it to be evil. Was that to preserve the human race? Because to procreate, we want to keep the human race going, so we want to couple people so that they will have children, so there is a tomorrow for the human race. Maybe that's where the fear came about. Why are they so fearful of homosexuals? Do they think they have more power? Do they think that they're going to attack you or touch you and convert you? Oh my goodness. We have to lighten up, folks. It really doesn't matter what color of your eyes or your skin or your hair or your sexual orientation. It doesn't matter. It's who are you? What are you contributing to this world? If you are a person that is steeped in a culture that you've been brought up in, then bringing that wonderful culture to the table for us all to share is a wonderful experience and a wonderful contribution. But it doesn't mean your culture is more righteous than another, because to each their own. Each culture means something to that person. They love it, they're proud of it, they are steeped in it. And it doesn't mean that that culture over there is better than that one over there. It's just different. And you are going to dip your toe in and partake of the cultures that speak to you. We get our knickers in a twist over so much. We can buy into hate and hysteria at the drop of a hat. We can condemn and judge. I will speak to a wrongful action. I will speak to someone who's harming or belittling or demeaning someone. I will speak to that. I will call that person out. It is their actions that I am not applauding. It is their actions that I wish to see them be accountable for. It's not their humanness. People lash out at other people because they feel insecure within themselves. If you are insecure in yourself, you feel that everybody's out to get you. Now, I've interviewed many homosexual person, gay person, and they've all had the struggles in embracing who they are. They all went through the judgment, they all went through the persecution, but they finally stepped into owning who they were. That doesn't mean it's in your face. That means is I'm confident in who I am as a person, and by the way, I'm gay. What they do behind closed doors is nothing to do with you or I. The flamboyancy which they bring to the table, that is something that we can enjoy and lighten up and step into. We've hated for too long. It takes so much energy to be angry, to be hateful, to be fearful. It consumes it. And with all that energy consumption, where is creativity? Where is passion? Where is compassion? Where is love? It's trying to worm its way in there. It's trying to say, hey, Let's open up your heart to love and kindness and caringness instead of this bitter, twisted perspective on life of what is good and bad. Good and bad is if you're harming someone, a society, a group, an individual, a country, a planet, if you're harming someone for your own gain, be it profit, be it power, be it greed, or just self importance, then that is wrong because you have no right to harm someone else for your benefit. They need to be held accountable. But because that person is different from you, where's the issue? Please tell me where the issue is. Are you so scared that being in the presence of the person who's gay, or in the presence of the person who's black, or in the presence of a person who's of a different culture is going to contaminate you? Where did you get that from? Who dished that load of crap out to you? Why did you buy it? Really, folks, it's time to think for ourselves, and we cannot think for ourselves if we're caught up in that hate rhetoric. We have to step into our hearts. Open that heart. I don't care if you've been hurt in the past. You've shut your heart down. I'll never open it again. I was hurt. We're all hurt. We all get hurt. We all go through experiences. And the challenge is, here on this planet, is to, despite what has happened to you, that love still prevails. You do not have to condone of something that's happened to you, that hurt you. But forgiving is not forgetting. Forgiving is releasing yourself from that pain, from that sorrow, and refusing to be a victim to that person anymore, or people. To step into love and compassion, because you know that is the truth. That is the divine presence. That is the universal source energy. And that is where the meaning of life lays. In your heart. Your soul cannot speak through a closed heart. An open heart, the source, divine, godly energy will flood its way through to your heart, lifting your spirit into action and extracting from your mind what it needs to know in the now. You see, if we're thinking the thoughts all the time, we can stir things up and get into hysteria and get into that judgment and get into that hate rhetoric. Oh, I gotta have to get them. Glum, glum. Ugh. It's quite foul, isn't it? That kind of energy is just so soul-zapping, heart-destroying, spirit-dampening, and confusing to the mind. Because the mind is always going, yes, but what if? What if this person isn't here to harm you? What if this person isn't evil? What if this person is struggling? We don't ask that because we only ask what affects us. Well, if I'm uncomfortable with it, so therefore it's wrong. No, if you're uncomfortable with it, that lays with you. Why are you uncomfortable with it? What is the issue in yourself? What is the problem with somebody who's gay being in your presence? Do you feel that maybe you're a latent gay and you're waiting to come out and you're too scared? Do you not know how to talk to people who are gay? You have a conversation with them like you would on anything. You're not asking them about their sex life. They're not asking you about your sex life. But you can have conversations about absolutely everything. They're normal people who just have a different preference. We have a long way to go in lightening up. We have a long way to go in changing laws. We have a long way to go in changing our practices. And it's not for us to wait for government, church, or anyone else to change things for us, because we have got to be that change. And that means What is the sin that you talk about? Because if it's so sinful, and we're all made in God's light, we're all made from the same particles, godly universal particles, and some come out gay, and some come out black, some come out white, some come out brown, some come out yellow tinge. Where's the mistake? Why is one race over the other more superior? I don't understand. Isn't it a contribution that we should be looked at or judged by? Isn't it how we treat other people? Isn't it how we step into heart in that passion, that compassion, that caringness, that kindness? Isn't that what speaks louder than anything else? Who cares what you are? If you say, I'm gay and having a hard time being gay because of the exterior judgment, I am here to listen. That exterior judgment is other people's fear. As Don Roos says, the 4 agreements, right? 1, speak your word with integrity. Own it, right? Don't assume. Ask someone for their story before you judge, right? I've suddenly gone blank on what they are. Always do your best by your own perspective. And yes, never assume. And what is the other one? I know you're yelling it at me right now, and I say these all the time, and I don't know why I've gone black. So speak with integrity. Don't assume, ask. Oh, yes. Don't take things personally. If someone's attacking you, it's generally a reflection of what's going on inside of them. So don't take it on. If you've done something personally to affront them, then that's a different situation. But if somebody just comes out and attacks you because you're gay, because you're a person of color, because you're a female, because you're low income, or because you don't have a PhD, or whatever they come at you with, right? Don't take it personally. It's their insecurity that they're imposing upon you. You simply say you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled not to share it. We've all got that right. So this godly sin of homosexuality, of being of color, of being different, the different foods around the world, the different dress around the world, the different weather around the world. Are you going to criticize God for everything? My country's better than your country because we have 4 seasons. Get over yourself, please. We want to be childlike in the sense of wonderment and exploration, but we don't want to be childish. What do you get out of hurting someone else? What do you get out of demeaning someone else, bullying someone else, belittling? If that makes you feel bigger, what does it say about you? Maybe a time for the conversation with the mirror, right? That same crap you've just imposed upon someone else, say it to your mirror. How does that mirror feel? Do not dish out what you're not willing to take. And if you all looked at each other, that we all fundamentally are looking for the same thing. We want to know we're secure in our home, secure in our health, secure in our sustainability. We want to know that we can build a community, that we can have a career that we enjoy, that we could be a part of something, that we count, and that we contribute to that collective, and we share the enrichment and the abundance of our society. That is ultimately what we all want, no matter who we are or where we come from. But we just may go about it in different ways. And if instead of judging, We instead looked at it and go, gosh, that's interesting. Tell me more about it. Not for me, but, I celebrate what you're doing there. I couldn't do that, or it's not my cup of tea, but I do appreciate what you're doing for others. You see, it doesn't have to be one size fits all. There is no one size fits all. We're all different sizes, all different shapes, all different colors, we're all different orientations. That's what makes it exciting. So, while you're trying to pass this judgment on and say, God says, understand, man wrote that, not God. God is love. When you have tapped into the universal love, the other dimensional energy, gone into a higher frequency, a higher vibration, then you understand to sustain that, you need to be in a place of a loving vibration towards yourself and towards others. You don't want the negativity, you don't want the hate, you don't want all that is negative vibration. You want to live in a vibration where we are all there supporting one another. Give it a try. Really. I know you've been done wrong. How do we get through life without being done wrong somewhere along the line? I know we've been harmed. We've been kicked. We've been trampled on. We've been spat on. We've been through it all. We've been abandoned. We've been let down. We don't get through life without going through these things, but they're there to make us stronger. They're there for us to find our courage. They're there for us to find our abilities. That's there to show us our path forward in our meaningful purpose. And it's there as an invitation to rise up above all that and be the best version of yourself you can be, coming from our heart space. So, question your religion. If your religion condemns one color over another, one sexual orientation over another, then question, what kind of God is that? Because God, source, universal energy, whatever you wish to call that energy, that love, it isn't steeped in hate or judgment or persecution. And if any one of your religions does judge, does persecute, then I'm afraid it's not a religion that I can give any time to, because the universal source energy, God love, is an energy where we're there to help one another, to create that symphony, that song, that dance that lifts us all up, that helps us all move forward, and that builds a better society. So, have a good look at your religion. Does it condemn? Does it cast out? It used to be if a woman couldn't remarry without awful persecution if she divorced or somebody else was divorced. I mean, who came up with all of this? Love is love, and if you find love again, hallelujah. Nobody should tell you you can't be with that person. Same sex or not same sex, same color or not same color. Who cares? Love is love. It's that ability to love, to care for another, to share. That is where that higher frequency is, where those good vibrations are. And that's truly where the God love lies. Not in hate, not in persecution, not in judgment, not in righteousness, but in love. And if you can't find it in your heart to love someone, all right, maybe love is pushing it too hard for you, but just accepting someone without judgment or persecution, accepting they're different. It's not your cup of tea, you don't really understand it, but you're not going to send out bad vibes or persecute them or judge them because of it. Because remember, while you're pointing fingers at people and you're casting evil judgments on them, what's coming back on you? It always reminds me of Galam, my precious. Yeah. Oh, quite slimy and awful. Do we want to be that kind of person? I don't think so. And we know over the picket fence, the story can get bigger and bigger and deeper and nastier and nastier. And the next thing you know, it's ruining someone's life. And of course, the picket fence today is social media. So yeah, very brave behind your phone or your computer to cast a judgment and to say something nasty about someone or a situation or just stir things up. You're getting a thrill out of it. But whom are you hurting? While you're getting such a jollies at casting such nastiness, who's your victim or victims? What pain are you inflicting on them? Now, of course, their job is to ignore you. But we all know how people join in the bandwagon, and the next thing you know, it's a massive chorus of hate that is hard to deal with. So own it, please. Own your judgment and your righteousness, your bigotry. Own it. And really ask yourself, is it benefiting you? Is it benefiting society? Is it benefiting anyone out there? And you'll probably hear a big resounding no. No one benefits. You might feel better for 5 minutes, but the trail of negative vibration and pain and loathing that you've left behind will catch up with you. It always does. So, while you cast the stone against the sin, remember it can bounce right back and hit you. Because who are you to judge? Where do you have the right to judge? I'm not saying you have to love everybody. You may not even like them. But you don't have to be nasty. You don't have to impose your judgment on them. You can simply choose to ignore them. They're not your people. That's okay. You'll find your other people. But if your people are people that like to put people down, to put themselves up, I suggest you change people. We've had enough of that. God, we've just had the last 5 years and it's still going on with American politics. All it was is spewing out of hate. Look what it got us. Everybody fatigued. Never mind COVID fatigue. Political hate fatigue. The rhetoric. We don't want that anymore. We really want to see each other. We really want to care for each other. And we really want to love each other. So, I don't care what you are. Gay, straight, what color you are, what faith you are, what job you're in. I don't care about any of that. I care about you as a human being. Is your heart open? Are you willing to receive love? Are you being true and authentic to who you are? What it is you're contributing, I'm longing to know. And how can we help each other? Think about it, please. Think about it. And maybe if you've been someone in the past that was quick to judge, and we all have, I've been there too, maybe this is the time that if you can't say sorry face to face, send out a vibrational sorry to someone. You reacted in a negative way or you got caught up in the hysteria and you put someone else down. You hurt someone else. As I said, if you can't physically, emotionally, or any other way say sorry, which I do encourage you to do, but at least send out that good vibe and say, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do that anymore to anyone else. You know what it's like when somebody picks on you, how you feel, so small, so unloved, so uncared for, just like garbage because someone's treated you that way. Well, A, love yourself more in a way that they cannot do that to you. But if they have done that to you, remember, it's their issue they're imposing upon you. You do not have to accept it. Rise back up. Rise up. You are more than their judgment, no matter who you are or what you are or where you come from. Okay, folks, just something I had to get off my chest. We could all do with a lot more kindness in the world, less judgment. We can have preferences just like we do for food, for the way we dress, the way we use our hair, the way we interact with others. We've all got preferences because we're going to connect with people on the same vibe as us. But if that vibe is a vibration of hate, unforgiveness, loathing, judgment, then I suggest you turn upward and rise up and get out of that, because we don't need any more of that in the world. We need your love. Love makes the world go round. It certainly does. So, if you know somebody out there right now that's gay, and you've not known how to approach them, and you don't know what to say, or maybe you've passed some sort of judgment even in silence, I invite you to go to them and say, you know what? I was fearful of homosexuals because I didn't understand. All my faith told me to condemn. But I wish to put that aside and know you more. That's the bigger person. And boy, when you hear their story, you realize they're just like you. They've just got a different challenge and a different obstacle in their way. And you don't want to be that obstacle. So folks, much love from me, Sarah Troy, selfdiscoverymedia.com. Until next week, I wish you all that abundance of love, self-exploration, forgivingness, kindness, caringness, and compassion. And let's let the judgment go, the hate go, flush it down the drain, instead of being inquisitive, inquiring, and most certainly compassionate. Until next time, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. You will hear many, many shows here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. We have new shows for you out every week. Just find them on our podcast or What's New. If you feel that you have something to share that makes a difference in the lives of others, or you too feel that you could be a host, please contact me at info@selfdiscoverymedia.com and we will be glad to speak with you. Have a wonderful day.